Hi everyone, it's Kaya. And today I wanted to make a little video to talk a little bit about what witchcraft means to me and how I believe that witchcraft can serve a lot of you right now at this time in these uncertain times that we're living in. So, for me, just a little background, I started my practice probably when I was just a wee little child. I was always connected to the etheric world. I was always connected to the spirit world. I remember as a child having one of my first experiences with the divine when I was like 3 or 4, and I manifested candy actually that fell from the roof into my actually it bounced off of my mattress, and I will never forget that, and that was just one of like the first instances where I knew that there was this greater benevolent force that was all presiding and always there. So yeah, that was really magical. I had a lot of really magical experiences thereafter as well. And I was always interested in spirit boards and spirit circles and seances and all that jazz. And I used to get, when I didn't have many friends growing up, but when I would go, my parents would take me to someone's house and there were kids that were close to my age. I'd be like, let's do a spirit circle, let's let's invoke the spirits and the ancestors. And I was always doing witchy stuff. If anyone remembers me from their childhood, you'll probably remember that I was doing some witchy things. And usually it involved some kind of circle and us meditating on these energies. I don't really remember too much, but I remember also having friends over and working with the spirit boards and us having some really profound experiences with that. And then I got into tarot. I dabbled into tarot in my teenage years, continued with the spirit boards. And then in 2007, I was initiated into Reiki. Energy healing was something that was very intriguing to me. I didn't know much about it at the time, but my aunt and Reiki master, she initiated me in 2007, and it has been such a profound journey for me. And I thank her, and I thank all my teachers that came thereafter as well. Mandika, one of my dear friends, also my Reiki master teacher. So I'm very grateful for my teachers and all the guides that have helped me along my way, along my journey. And tarot was actually a passion of mine that I started and then I kind of left behind for many, many years. Um, I I don't know. I don't really want to say I bought into some of the programming, but I think I did to an extent. It was not supported. Let's just say it wasn't really supported in my family for me to keep practicing tarot and witchcraft because I did grow up in a Catholic home. Even though my family wasn't like overly Catholic or anything like that, there was still this idea that, the occult arts are diabolic and they should be left behind. So for many, many years, I just didn't practice tarot, and I definitely left the spirit boards. I actually haven't worked with spirit boards probably since I was 20, I want to say 25. That's probably the last time I worked with spirit boards. So, yeah, a few years ago. I'm not going to age myself here, but yeah, it was a little while ago. Um, so when was it? I want to say, I want to say 4 years ago, I grabbed I grabbed a deck again, and since then my deck collection has grown extensively, and it just started all coming back. Now, I talk about intuition as a muscle, and if you don't use it, it's not that you lose it, but you weaken it. So, back when I was 18, 19, when I started reading tarot, I didn't know major, minor arcana. I didn't know court cards. I didn't even really have much of a foundation in astrology, but my readings were very, very accurate. And I trusted what came through. I trusted my intuition, and that's what I teach my students. That's really foundation to witchcraft and to tarot reading and to any intuitive practice is trusting your intuitive muscle, trusting that it is strong enough to guide you through. And it wasn't until recently that I actually began to formulate a class and a structure for tarot based on my own professional readings and my own understanding of tarot in a more structured way. But ultimately, it was my intuition that guided me along and continues to guide me along. And, I think it's when my intuitive muscle is strong, when I've worked it out, that I can give really, really good readings, really good, accurate readings. And for the most part, I've had a really good track record. I've had clients tell me that the readings are accurate. I've had clients tell me that everything has come to pass and now they're waiting for the next reading so I could predict their future. And I've helped clients with clarity as well. So, a big part of the work is intuitive. A big part of the work that we do also is impregnated in our DNA. I have ancestors and shamans that have worked with spirits, and I feel and I know in my body and my DNA and my blood that they are with me and that they guide me along as well. And it's a matter of trusting that intuitive voice and knowing that you're channeling divine guidance for the people that you're working with or on behalf of, and you don't have to worry too much about being accurate or being right. Of course, the human in you is always going to want to have a level of accuracy, but ultimately it's about trusting that channeled guidance, and Reiki really helped me with that as well. So I just want to say that witchcraft is an art, is an intuitive art. If you're working with spells, you can go into your kitchen cupboard and you can meditate on the herbs and spices that you have, and you can conjure up a really powerful spell by listening to the herbs and listening to the medicines and communicating with them and communicating your desire, but also being respectful of their medicine, being respectful and conscious that they have a spirit also. And that to me is the key to practicing any form of witchcraft, is to have the presence and the consciousness that everything is alive, everything is conscious, everything has a spirit, everything is spirit. And when you approach things in this way, you approach everything with love. And when you approach with love, that is the highest vibration that you could work with. So I hope that inspires you in some way to open your cupboards and look through your spices and conjure up a spell, and always with respect for the medicines that you're working with and the energies that are being affected. So that was a lot. I didn't really know how this video would go. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about how I started and some things that I recommend for people that are interested. Also, I'm teaching a tarot course. It's an 18-day course. It is super inexpensive and accessible compared to some other courses that are out there online. So if you want to learn tarot, if you want to learn how to decipher this art and also tap into your own intuitive psychic abilities, please DM me for that. I'm also going to be working on a witchcraft course. I'm going to target it more on tarot and how to do spells with the tarot, which is something that I do quite often and really love doing. So with all that being said, got my deck here. I want to pick a couple cards for the collective. And if you're watching, then maybe this is for you. And if you've watched this far, then there's a little gift here for you. All right. So specifically to the collective energies and to any guidance that is coming through from the angelic realm and the realm of the ascended masters and the consciousness that is awake, please give us some guidance and some messages. Thank you. All right, and usually this is what happens. They just jump right out. Here we go. We've got the 10 of Stars. I really love this deck too. Tony Carmen has some really beautiful artwork. So with this, usually what I do is I'll pull a card and I will just focus in on any imagery that's coming through, any emotions. For me, tarot is very emotional, very emotionally driven. So, certain things come to me, certain feelings, visions as well. With the Ten of Stars, what I'm feeling is a burst of energy, and you see that these stars are sort of like gathering here at the bottom, at the root, and then they're going up, and they're also in ascension of the chakras. Like I'm seeing here, the chakra system, the solar plexus, creativity, willpower, strength. And as we come up, this is the heart chakra, anahata, the bridge between worlds. And then at the top there, we have we've got the throat as well, vishuddha, because you've got that sky blue. So I'm feeling that this has to do with expression, and also with us finding the strength within ourselves to express our truth, and also to reach out to those higher realms and the higher frequencies. A lot of us are now taking the time to go in, to meditate. And I think this is a perfect moment, perfect time for the collective to also explore the occult arts and to find the answers that we seek through the occult arts and through the inner searching and inner guidance. I really love that card. Let's make a couple more cards here. The Queen of Hearts, that's beautiful. Very much in tune with what we were just speaking about, the sixth sense. And the Incan and Mayan prophecies are that we are approaching the sixth sun. I believe that we are in the sixth sun now. We just had the birth of the new solar cycle, Sarvari, that was yesterday. And now we're tapping into these higher echelons of truth and higher consciousness. And here it is, the sixth sun, the sixth sense. Us tapping beyond the physical, beyond the 3D senses, and going into the sixth sense, which is our psychic sense. I love that. And the Queen of Trees, nurturer, remembering that nature informs and nature provides all the illumination that we need. So if you can't be outside right now, maybe search the medicine within, the medicine inside. We're all connected to the networks of trees and the network of consciousness, since everything is spirit and everything is alive, and that is really the basis of witchcraft. If you have any questions, if you want to learn more, if you want to join the course, please DM me, and much love to you, sisters and brothers. Namaste.